Good evening, friends. Welcome to episode 33 of Let's Play Jade Empire. So I'm starting way later than I should be, but we might have time for 2 episodes tonight. We shall see. So we are going to start. Actually, let's start by leveling up, because that's always fun. Yeah, for now, I'm going to keep putting points into spirit. Eventually we'll put more into mine, but not yet. As far as this one goes, I think we're going to just save our points for when we get a new weapon style. Still debating between the staff and the swords, but I think we'll probably get the swords. So yeah, let's save some points for them. So exit, and we will come back to that later. Pretty sure I already read this one. Yes. I'm kind of surprised I didn't get like a technique for all of these books, since they all seem to be part of a series. I didn't miss any, did I? The little cauldron thing up there. Oh, what's this? Do I have my gem equipped? I think I do. Yeah, I did switch them back before the end of the last episode. I think I read this one already. Let's see. Yep, guess so. No XP from it. Either way, it was not part of the Physical Universe collection. And we read that one. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Definitely read that one. Can't read that one. Alright, well, let's head back to the main area then. I know I read that. So the next 2 big things will be the Black Leopard School and the arena. The arena is kind of part of the main quest, also kind of a side quest unto itself. Whereas the Black Leopard School is totally separate. So I'm leaning towards doing the Black Leopard School first. I still don't see a play occurring yet, or anyone that might start the quest for it. Perhaps we'll come back this way later. There's also the Necropolis, which we will go to eventually. But like I said before, I want to wait a little bit on that one. Perhaps even until we have a reason to. I guess we have one reason to now, because that arsonist is said to be hiding there. But not my biggest priority at the moment. Some cool statues.
This will be a great tragedy.
Oh,
the humanity of it all.
This might be the playwright, Incisive Chorus.
Oh, hello. I'm sorry, I was just muttering to myself. I'm in some trouble and... Wait! You could help me! You're clearly not from around the Imperial City, and I need someone's help most desperately. Someone unaffected by the politics of this place.
What can I do to help?
Well, you see, there's been a mix-up. No, an error. Oh, who am I kidding? Some bastard has changed my play!
The horror.
I am Incisive Chorus, the playwright. I'm sure you've heard of me. And if not, you have... now, I suppose. One of my productions has been touring the countryside and catching people's attention. We were asked to bring it into the city and perform here in the Golden Way.
You know, I made fun of him, but actually I can kind of see how that would be annoying. I feel like if I wrote a book and the editor just went to town on it and published a totally different book almost than what I wrote, I would be very upset about that as well. Sounds positive so far. Where's the problem?
The play must go on, but not as they want it. The play has been changed, you see. One very key piece of the play has been rewritten.
Worried they're corrupting your art, are you?
Once you change this scene, you change the very soul of the production. It's hardly my play at all if they perform it their way. They've changed it from a commentary of man's inhumanity to man to a satire of the Empire. I tell you truthfully that they've lost the whole point of the piece.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it a little bit both ways. I mainly agree with him, but sometimes people do cover versions and give it their own spin and make it something different. I'm kind of thinking of like what's that song by Candle in the Wind by Elton John, but I guess that wasn't really a cover. That was him rewriting his own song, or his writing partner, whoever that was. But anyway, well, I'm all in favor of speaking out against the Empire, but I'm also in favor of people having the right to their own art. So I'm going to say you're right. That is terrible.
A like-minded island amidst a sea of dolts. Oh dear, that was a poor metaphor. The point stands, regardless. I'm certain the Lotus assassins would blame me for the satire.
Ah, I see his real concern now.
I will gladly offer you the going rate for a leading man, just for a walk-on part. I need you to take a role in the play and read the role the, original way.
I see. Doesn't sound too hard.
You have a most regal bearing, so I'd expect you'd have no major problems at any rate acting the role of Lady 14 Flowers.
That's a generous offer. Lead roles pay fairly well.
If you talk to first-degree thespian Fong up by the pagoda, tell him you're the replacement actor. He'll be desperate, so all you'll have to do is read the proper lines.
So I don't know about in ancient Asia, but that's true that in ancient Rome and in medieval or Elizabethan Britain, all of the female characters were still played by male actors. So I guess that's kind of what they're playing off of here. Let's see what he says. I'm no actor. They wouldn't believe me.
Oh, they will. It's a role practically suited to one of your stature. It'll come to you as easily as pleasant scents on a spring wind.
Saying I look like a woman. You want me to play Lady 14 Flowers?
Of course, all the roles are played by men, or at least women with the decency to pose as men playing women. It can get complex sorting it all out.
I imagine. Alright, sounds interesting. I'll do it.
Here's a copy of the original script for your scene. Pivotal, I assure you. This copy reads properly, not like that edited pile of dung. Hurry over to the large pagoda overlooking the Golden Way and tell Fong that you're the replacement. They won't wait forever, so step quickly to it. Remember, you'll have to memorize your lines. No script on stage, of course. Also, make sure you read from this script. Now, good... No, you're about to perform, so I shan't jinx it. Get to it!
Alright, so I guess I have to actually read this then, and memorize my lines. The question here is not what I would do, it's what my character would do. Because if it was me, I think I would read the lines the way he wrote them, so as not to defame his masterpiece, if that's what it is. But my character, I think, would care less about art and more about hurting the Empire and turning public opinion against them. I don't see any reason he would really be a creative sort or able to relate. Maybe he's creative in the way he fights, but that's about it. I mean, he is a spirit monk, and they're big on like preserving things, but this isn't really the same thing. So, yeah, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and read it as a criticism of the Empire, but just to see what our options are. Plot items, all kinds of fun stuff. Your character explains the end of the Jade Empire's expansion. That the end of the Jade Empire's expansion occurred because Sagacious Tien listened to the will of the heavens. The theme of the heavens reaching out to the Emperor is explored at least twice. It contains the historically accepted truth that the northern border of the Jade Empire was traced by a shooting star. There will likely be a book scroll and scroll stand near the stage where you can study your part in more detail. Alright, we will head to the stage then. So while we're here, what else do we have? The 2 entry quests for the Lotus Assassins. Oh, I never decided what to do with that guy. That's right. So I'll have to go back and help him. But we'll do that after the play. Fading Moon. So if I wanted to do the Zither of Discord, I could still go back to Tian's Landing and do it. But we're nowhere near the Closed Fist path, so... Not this Let's Play. Alright, let us head back then. Is it that guy? No. He does have an interesting robe, though. And who is this guy?
I greet you, sir. I wonder if you might have some silver to spare.
But your clothes are expensive, and you speak like a noble.
I come from a very wealthy family. As such, I have a certain lifestyle to maintain. Parties, female admirers, lots of wine. You understand.
Alright, not even a little bit.
I have to have an income, don't I? My father looked at my considerable expenses and told me to get my own silver.
So you resorted to begging on the streets? So you turned to begging?
Of course. I am a noble. The shame of manual labor or the stink of trade must not be allowed to touch me, or even waft its way close to me.
Seems like such a good cause. This is what I was thinking. But there is no shame in begging?
How could there be shame? You've got it and I want it. Should I steal it? Never. Simply ask like a civilized soul, I say.
So, by that logic, couldn't you also say that trade is noble, which obviously it is? I mean, it's a legitimate way to make money, as opposed to, not that begging, I guess, is illegitimate, but it's, I feel like if he sees no shame in trading, he should see no shame in a hard day's work, or at least in like a upper level or an upper class trade, like a merchant or something, or a playwright, whatever these other people do here in the Golden Way. What a load of refuse.
I read all the greatest philosophers and consulted with wise men before reaching this decision. I assure you the philosophical underpinnings are quite sound.
Uh-huh.
Wisdom is only gained by experience, wine, women, and song, as it were. But a life of revel with no reflection still does not lead to true wisdom. One must ponder, one must daydream. Even if I could bear the shame of sullying my hands with work, when would I think? How could I grow wise?
Welcome to the rest of our lives. You think on the car ride, or when you're home, or depending what you do. A lot of people can daydream while they're at work. I had a job where I had plenty of time to daydream, and it bored me to death a couple of years ago, and the job I have now is the exact opposite, and I wouldn't have it any other way, because the day flies by so much faster when you have tons of stuff to do and actually enjoy and are passionate about what you do, as opposed to when you're just waiting out the clock and daydreaming about what you're going to do when you get home. So you are begging in order to pay for drunken debauchery, all in the service of becoming truly wise?
Well, it loses some of the subtlety when you put it that way. But yes.
I've heard enough. I must go.
If you feel more generous later, I will be here.
I won't. Alright, well, I almost missed that guy, so glad I stopped to talk to him. Just because I saw he had a custom name on my other screen. Pretty sure I read that. Yeah. All this bonus XP, I'm just being extra cautious. I did miss that, though.
I love shopping in the city. They have everything here.
Even noble beggars. Still can't go in here. I don't remember what that's even for.
Excuse me, you're in my way, and I'm trying to keep an eye out for our replacement actor.
Replacement actor? For what?
The play that's about to go on here, obviously. Why do you think I'm dressed like this? For fun?
Are you dressed that unusually? Actually, when I was in... A little bit of an aside here. When I was in high school, I had some friends who were in the Thespian Society, or whatever it was called. And they tried to get... I wasn't in it because I hated extracurricular activities. The idea of just like staying at school for longer than you had to be was just... I didn't understand it. But we had to do like a little scene for English class, and I guess I did pretty well, because I had one of my friends try to recruit me to the Thespian Club then, and said that if I ever... if my career of choice didn't work out, then I should try acting. So I guess I'm a better actor than I thought I was, but I haven't acted, as far as I can recall, since that time, so not sure if I'm rusty or if you can be rusty at acting. I suppose you can, like anything else. Anyway, I'm rambling, so yes, I'm the understudy you needed.
You? You're the replacement? Well, why aren't you in costume? If you're going to be playing Lady 14 Flowers, you'll need your dress!
Oh, of course.
There's no time for you to run back and get yours. I'm sure we can find one to fit in the back, though most of our performers are less broad.
That's what they call them, broads, right?
When they sent you over here?
A rough draft. I'm gonna say no, I don't have a copy on me.
Damn your guild's myopic planning. Luckily for you, I expect the worst from them and pulled a copy from the back. Here, take it.
Why, thank you.
The script's recently been revised, so even if you're familiar with the old version, read it again for the changes before you head on stage.
Who revised the script?
Well, a southern noble funded the location and travel for us, but wanted to make a few tweaks. We couldn't afford to miss the exposure. Our writer wasn't that happy, but we accepted the revisions, and here we are. I'm sure your Actors Guild told you that we have standard rates. We'll happily pay you the going rate for a lead, especially since this is short notice. Ruin your scene and you get nothing, just like normal. Understand?
So I don't really see too much of a choice here. Like, they're both willing to pay me standard rates for a lead actor, correct? I might have missed a subtle difference there, where one pays me a little bit more, but either way I get paid. Maybe the actual award isn't too similar. Maybe one's like 500 and one's 2,000 or something, but from just what they're saying, it sounds like both are paying me pretty well. And what do you consider ruining a scene?
Just get at least half the lines correct, and the crowd will figure out what's happening. Any less than that, and it becomes one of those obscure plays no one likes. Now, read that script over. Come talk to me when you've got it, and we'll get you into final costume and onto the stage.
Alright, so now we have an edited script. Kind of a weird quest, but it's one of the things I like about the early Bioware games is the quests aren't just run around and kill these 5 things or click on these 5 things. They're all actually kind of interesting. Plot items. Edited script. This version has been edited from the original text so that 2 of the lines satirize the Lotus Assassins by referring to them as Flower Guardians. There will likely be a book for more detail. Alright. Is it this one? Yes. It seems you have only a few lines for the scene. They are mostly reacting to the other actor. There are 6 lines to remember. Alright, so let's read the notes. The first line is the same. You respond to a question about the color of banners. We should comment that white banner... Okay, so I guess there is an option to do the quest, or to do the script as this guy wants you to do the script, to do the script as the writer wants, or to just not remember the lines at all and completely mess it up. Hopefully there's lots of choices for each one, so you actually have to do a bit of memorization. Alright, white banners are flying. Got that. This one's changed. So, at the time of day, should we say the heavens are sending a message at dusk and the night is coming on fast, but that's from Incisive Chorus? Or should we insult the Empire? The Flower Gardens. Alright, so we're probably going to speak about the flowers. The Flower Guardians. Third line is the same. As the acting notes direct, the key element lies in that a decision was reached on the edge of a Great Plain. Alright, so White Banner, Flower Guardians, Great Plain. Then the second half of the scene. Also edited. Seasons changing is what we don't want to say. Warmth can hide an icy heart. And the 5th line. I have to answer, who did the Emperor turn to? Oh, I'm answering the question. And in the script, the Emperor turned to the heavens themselves. Alright, 6th line. It's also the same. The shooting star traced a border. Okay. So, if I was playing on my own, I'd probably read it all again to make sure, but I think we've got the gist of it. So let's give it a shot, shall we? Anything up here? Nope. Just our beautiful stage.
Have you read the script? Do you feel one with Lady 14 Flowers yet?
Very much so. I'm having trouble with my motivation. Tell me more about my character.
Why are you guild actors all the same? Isn't the money motivation enough? Look, you're playing a noble lady in the court of the first emperor, Sagacious Tien. Your scene is opposite another noble, Fortunate Puzzle.
I love their names.
You're bringing word to the court that the emperor has halted his advance on the horse lords. What else? You're kind of sad, depressed even. There, if you're as professional as the guild said you'd be, that should be enough to work on.
I think I can make do. Let's get this show on the road. I wonder what happens if he says this, but I don't think my character would be that dumb, so... Or obtuse or whatever you'd have to be to say that. So let's get started.
That's the spirit. Let's get you into the back and costumed up, Lady 14 Flowers.
Oh, this should be good. Here we go, my big
Watch
debut.
closely. We shall see if the informant was accurate.
Imagine condemning the Jade Empire at its heart. The fools.
All of heaven's blessings guide him, but Sagacious Tien has been absent from the palace for such a time. His conquests of the northern kingdoms have kept his light from us. All the scattered kingdoms have seen the light of his rule, and our emperor's advisors grow in number. The arable lands to the south, all the way to the useless jungles, which were left as nothing for the Monkey King, are fused into the mighty Jade Empire. To the east, Sagacious Tien has spread his light to the very waters themselves, and lo, to the west he found enlightenment among the hills of the 6 holy scrolls. But what word from the wastes of the horse lords? Aha! What is this? Why, 'tis Lady 14 Flowers. We can only hope she brings word. My dearest Lady 14 Flowers, under what banner does your entourage travel today?
So that's actually a much more convincing costume than I thought. I kind of thought they would just take your character and actually like apply a wig and some face paint or something to them, but I guess they just replaced the character model entirely. So the other thing I was thinking of with those 2 Lotus assassins is what the writer said about them possibly blaming him if this is a criticism of the Empire. And I don't want to get that guy killed or taken by the assassins. That is not my goal here. So it's kind of a weird quest where it's not clear what the right choice is and what the wrong choice is. Like, are they going to say that the closed fist choice is insulting the Empire because you put him at risk? Or is insulting the Empire the good choice? This is kind of one of those quests where I think Bioware is going to decide your morality for you. And while most of their games, or maybe not most of their games, but games with this kind of system tend to be pretty clear on what is right and what is wrong, the system doesn't work as well when they have choices that aren't so clear. Because at the end of the day, the game dev has to decide which one to label correct and which one to label incorrect, even though sometimes a choice that seems morally wrong you could at least debate about. But anyway, this one doesn't really matter. It's sort of a blend of egg white and fuchsia. I rather like the contrast. We will go with white banners fly.
Peace in the north? Could this be? Have all the horse lords been subjugated so easily? Heaven smiles upon the Empire today. Your arrival here is certainly welcome, as your kingdom is one of the most recent to join the Jade Empire. We have had word that the hostilities have ceased. Tell me, most gracious lady, when was this momentous decision reached?
You know, I almost want to say like the weird, like, throw the question answers, because I think it'd be quite humorous seeing this guy try to recover from lines that he was not expecting and that make no sense in the context of the play. But But this is where we actually get to the choice now. Do I insult the Empire, or do I play it safe? I think my character would take the risk and insult the Empire. And I also... See, we as the viewer saw those two Lotus Assassins and heard them talking. Now, maybe he would spot them in the crowd, but they're not really showing the crowd at this point. So, I really hope I don't get that guy in trouble, but I think I'm going to have to make my character stick to who he truly is, and stick it to the Empire. So, Flower Guardians is what I'm supposed to answer. We're allowed to throw up to half the lines, though. This is the one that was part of the original script. Let's go with this one, though. It was while the Emperor was indisposed. He does his best thinking in private, you see?
I see. How my lady would know such a thing, I will not ask, for I fear the answer most deeply.
Good impromptu response.
Regardless of the decision's timing, I'm sure our exalted leader acted upon his mind when the day faded to night. He would think upon things for the day. And tell me, most gracious madam, when the final blow was struck, where was our noble leader? Deep in the wastes of the north?
I don't know if I remember this one. Let's see. I think it was the vast plain. Yeah, none of these are that entertaining anyway, so... He stood at the edge of a vast plain. That was it, right? Yeah. The ground covered in snow. I don't remember the snow, but I'm pretty sure it was the edge of a vast plain. Let's do it.
Surely you mean the far edge. The Horse Lord camps broken behind him.
I feel like that was the wrong answer.
There's been nothing but the gentle drafts of spring here in the Imperial City for weeks. With such a chill in the air, was this some time ago?
No, all of this happens as we speak. Lady 14 Flowers has the gift of prophecy. That would be a twist. I wish my character was like silly enough to just throw the play like that, but I don't think that's really him. So this is the correct one. The flower guardians may blossom, but the warmth of spring can hide an icy heart.
Ah, yes. For while things can seem warm, ice can lock away all that warmth from the people's hearts. And the sun becomes locked away where none can see its warming face.
The sun obviously referring to the Emperor. I wonder if they know what they're cheering
It
for.
seems to me that some part of your story remains untold. Do my questions block the truth? Tell me this, if nothing else, good lady. When the cry for peace rose up, who was it that our great Emperor turned to?
So you're worried about asking too many questions and then you ask another question? I think I'm supposed to answer the heavens either way. So let's say he turned to the heavens themselves as they had already turned to him.
The heavens had turned to him? These words, are they riddles? Wait, what word is this from the front? The Emperor sends word of his return. The Horse Lords are unconquered, but our forces were undefeatable. What happened to cease the expansion of the Empire, dear lady?
I feel like they should have had like another actor come on to say that, because how does he just know? This one is oddly prescient, given the current president of the U.S. Bored from always winning. Wow, that's on the mark there. This is the true one, and I think I'm supposed to go with this either way. But let's see what he says to this. The Horse Lords prove... Well, that's more insulting the Empire than it does the Emperor. Oops, sorry. Let's go with this one and see what he says. I think Sagacious Tien just got a little bored with always winning, to be frank.
Bored? To think that... I question Our Lady's dedication to the Empire. The reports I have here indicate that the Emperor was halted by a celestial event of great portent.
You did say I'm new to the Empire, right?
And so, our most noble Emperor saw a sign from the heavens. Our mighty armies, poised to crush the Horse Lords and stretch the Empire to the ends of the earth, but we stopped. For now, even I see that there are limits to ambition, and overreaching those limits invites nothing but disaster. All praise the Emperor, for his wisdom is infinite. My lady, you have my deepest thanks for bringing this news to us. I shall inform the court immediately.
So it seems like he was in favor of the Emperor, unless they're trying to make it subtle.
What in the dragon's eye was that? I saw no treason there. Oh, the informant will suffer for a lifetime.
I guess we made the,
You there, Lady 14 Flowers. That was pretty solid. It's too bad you couldn't hit it perfectly, but it will do.
did my best.
I'll admit that was truly memorable.
I'm glad somebody enjoyed
That was
it.
a curious interpretation of your role. It lacked some of the punch we've come to expect from the great lady. Ah well, what's done is done.
I think if anything, it had extra punch.
I believe I owe you an actor's fee. Enjoy. I'm glad you were here to fill in. We would have sunk faster than a bottomless boat without a solid Lady 14 Flowers on hand.
It was no problem. Rather fun, really.
Rather fun. Now I know you're not one of the guild actors. They're never positive about anything. Oh well, no harm done, I'm sure.
Gave myself away.
The performance wouldn't have gone on without you, professional actor or not. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have things I must attend to.
Like Freddie Mercury and Pink Floyd both said, the show must go on. Alright, we lost that, but we got 1,000 and 1,000 XP. Not bad. I'm guessing that Incisive Chorus might not be as happy with that, but was he in the audience? Maybe he didn't even see it. At the very least, I'm sure he heard about it. It's probably all the Golden Way is talking about. But at least he's alive, and at least our subtle jabs against the Emperor were, well, subtle. Let's see what he has to say. There he is. Also, I like how his name is Incisive Chorus, but he's trying not to be incisive.
Had your, moment, did you?
You didn't come to watch?
I never attend my own plays. No, much too nerve-wracking. Someone goes for me. She is very kind to do that. I heard how it went. I can't believe that performance. Disgraceful. Had you followed the original script, it would have been a masterpiece. But you mangled it.
For the greater cause. What do you mean?
I know my own work, and I'd have let that performance slide had you flubbed only one of the important lines. But that was terrible. The worst part is that the commoners loved it. I'm sure it'll run for many turnings of the moon as their boorish faces laugh and laugh.
Maybe my interpretation will stick and inspire
It'll make
future Lady
vast amounts
14
of
Flowers.
silver, each coin falling like a weight upon my heart.
There are worse problems to have. But yes, he didn't pay us. I wonder if there's a way for both of them to pay. Probably. Because I was only like 3 of those lines, I think, actually had a choice to them between the 2 options. So if you got them all right, or maybe 2 of the 3, because he said you had to get at least half. Does that mean, if you take that literally, that means 3 of the 6 had to be right. And there's 3 of the 6 you can do right no matter what, because they're the same between the 2. So I don't know, maybe there was a way to make everybody happy. Or at the very least, I think I could get 1 wrong in the modification's favor. And this guy, after the fact, said I would be okay if I had just gotten 1 wrong. So maybe there's a way to make them both happy, but, well, you live and learn. and do that in the next playthrough. But alright, I think that's actually a pretty good spot to end this episode. That was a good length of a side quest. I didn't realize it was quite that sizable. But when we come back, we will go talk to the dude with the bounty on his head, the hiding guy, Creative Yutong, something like that, and maybe begin the Black Leopard School as well. So thank you all for watching. See you in a few minutes.